Hey everyone, so as you can see this tiny cutting mat is out and it means another build will be going on, and today we are going to assemble the Miniart 135 scale land utility tractor. It's a new toolkit which copies this tractor, which is quite famous. If camera will focus, you'll see the Fordson name here. So I guess it's because of some copyright issues it was named in a such simple way, but I guess we all understand that what exactly the vehicle is hidden behind this plastic, and I think it will be interesting to see how this new kit is getting together. I saw some of you were writing some, let's say, notes about the instructions quality and also overall parts division, so I guess it is equally interesting to see not only how the kit is designed, but also how it gets together and what you can actually achieve with it. So let's open this box and take a look at the first step. First thing is picking the marking option, so I will be building the second one. As you can see, it has the raised pipe or exhaust pipe from the engine. I guess it will add a bit of the visual interest to the tractor, but overall it's rather simple one. As you can see, that's the blue tractor with the red wheels. Also some red accents, for example this Fordson writing on the front of the grille from both sides. So it will be interesting to experiment a bit with dirtying up and also maybe replicating some rust on the exhaust, but I will try not to overdo it, so maybe in a quite decent amount, and then we will see how it will turn out. Assembly process starts with an engine and gearbox. As you can see, the whole process is quite simple, but what I have noticed here is that they forgot the science legend. So if I will zoom in here further and if camera will focus a bit on the sign, it's a bit tricky for it, I know. So here you can see some signs, and also they are present, for example, here, and the catch here is that there is no science legend included into this assembly manual, so you have to guess what you have to do. But as for me, I know what to do is to actually cut off these parts and glue them together. So here you can see what you will get after the first two steps, and that's the engine and the gearbox. And you don't have even to bother about the painting them, because they will be painted also in the blue color, just like all the tractors. And this circle which I have here in the middle, it will be inserted in between the engine and the gearbox. So then as a result you get the joined assembly just like it is depicted here on the assembly manual. Here you can see the result of assembling several pages. So I installed also the seat firmly on this base, so if I press on it, as you can see, it's attached to the engine and gearbox, and the overall fitment is rather nice, so here I don't have any complaint, and I think it's a really good design overall, but this is somewhat typical for Miniart. As for the fine features, here I will place this tiny box. You can see it in comparison with the cutting mat scale, so the size should be easy to measure. And here we have the first P parts. These are the small hinges which will help to attach it actually to the engine, and the whole idea will be like this. If I will be able to place it, it's really difficult to do it with the one hand, and I hope you understand why, so maybe it's worth pausing the video and then showing it again. So here you can see it approximately installed. It's a dry fitment, it's not glued in place, but you can note how the tight fitment is, how precise it is, and also I like the pre-molded features, so this Fordson logo is definitely a good material for some weathering ideas. And now the next steps, they will involve some further assembly of the engine bay and also maybe some additional features in terms of the controls, but I've also assembled this wheel fender. As you can see, it's a matter of getting two parts together. It's a bit tricky because you have to align these lines together and there is only the raised edge, but I think it's doable. Just do not hurry and try to dry fit everything before installation or gluing everything in place. So here you can see some of the wheel parts, and there is a quite interesting engineering behind these parts. So I was saying in the review that it's the separate sections which should be combined together. As you can see, we have the special cutouts here which actually help you to combine it properly, but as you can see there is also the foolproof design because you have the thread lines repeating, so that's why you will have to combine it in a proper way in order to get the nice result. As I can see, let me check, because I am behind the camera obviously. So now we have the proper thread design, and if I will focus the camera on it, yeah, camera is a bit slow, but here you can see that the thread is looking very good and the fitment is very nice. Then the same goes for the wheel rim. As you can see, we have the 3 slots here. And well, this is not exactly the wheel rim because this is more of the central section, but it's also protected against the wrong fitment because you won't be able to fit it other way around. These pins, they will just not match, and that's why you end up with the wrong installation. So pay attention to this. But what is even more important, I was hoping that such design will actually preserve me the worries of the paintwork masking, but here, as you can see, we have the part or the section of the wheel rim actually molded together with the tire, so you have to do it whether you like it or not. So here I want to show one interesting thing. Here you can see the parts for the fuel tank which will be installed on the top of the engine, but note the attachment points here. So I guess this one should be shown like this. As you can see, they are going onto the edges. So when you will be cutting off, be extra careful because you can end up with damaged parts, and this will be something what is visible on the model, so that's why you should be paying attention on how the blades will be going against these parts. And in my opinion, it would be more, I would say, logical, if we can put it this way, to put these attachment points somewhere here on the front or on the edges. But as you can see, they are placed like this, and I guess it was done in order to accommodate for the complex shape of this part, but this also means that you have to remember about such design quirk. So if you plan to add some wiring, be ready for such surprises. And this is the fuel tank, as you can see, with the special closing device, but just to give you an idea of the size, here is the comparison with my fingertip. So this is a really tiny thing, and in some cases it's a must-have to work with tweezers, because otherwise it will be nearly impossible to get the parts in the right slot. So here you can see the result of the full assembly. I added all of the metal parts which were needed, also the metal wire where it was required and other things. So overall it was a lot of precision work, so be ready for this, and I think you have to work in some places with 2 tweezers even, and it's still not enough because, well, the parts are quite tiny and the thickness of the parts is also not helping it. But as you can see, all control elements are here. I also assembled the wheels, so the wheels are looking quite good. We have the really nice surface details here, and now it's just a matter of painting them. I left them separately, obviously, just to have the nice paintwork overall. And the standard P parts from Miniart are also quite easy to install on the model, so with this I did not have any issues. And the overall fitment of the things or elements together, I think there is no issue whatsoever. As you can notice, I also played a bit with the floor panel, so if camera will focus, you can see that I left it really rough intentionally, but originally out of the box this area is actually solid, so that's why I think it's still better than nothing. And in this scale, after priming, it should be working quite nicely. And well, now it's a matter of priming it. Probably I will use the dark color and we will see how it will work out with all of the parts. Okay, so now I'm trying not to breathe much, because what you're seeing right now is the dry fitment, and it's quite obvious because the wheels are not aligned properly. I just wanted to show how the whole thing looks like in unpainted state, and wheels are really holding not so tight, so if I do this, as you can see, everything just falls down, and that's because we have the hubs which are dependent on the gluing in place, as you can notice right now. So that's why it was really hard to have them standing properly, sturdy. So I just wanted to show you the overall appearance, and now it's up for the priming procedure. Somehow I skipped the painting process, but as you can see here, I'm showing the final result. So I used the paint from ICM, and you can see this blue and red color on the wheels. The tire color was used from AK Interactive, and also the rust was used from the same brand. And the pigments for the dust, well, I tried not to overdo the dusting, and that's why it's slightly applied, but European Earth pigment coming from Amomic. I have to say that the whole kit experience was quite nice. I'm really surprised that such tiny model can pack a lot of features, and the overall fitment is really good. Do not mind this wheel, because I lost the part which is inserted for the proper position, that's why it's slightly misaligned, but also some of the real trucks are having the same finish, so I would say it's kinda more or less closer to the real thing. But overall building experience is really good, so I would recommend this kit for the modelers who are confident in their skills, because for beginners it will be really tiny model. This tiny size will be a very problematic thing for beginners who are trying to build their model, so it might be even frustrating. So here it's more about patience and getting everything together, and then you will get a really nice result. But overall, again, as I said, it's more about experienced modelers trying their hand in a smaller scale. Well, it's not the scale, it's the size, because it's 1/35 scale after all, so it's more about the size and fine features on this kit. This tractor was already released in several versions, so what I assembled was initial release, and now we have several other types available in the same scale, so you can find them easily by checking the video reviews on my YouTube channel or getting them in Modelimex. But I think the overall features here are really great. It might be a good part for the diorama in 1/35 scale. And of course, if you want to build a solo release, it's also a good choice. And of course, I will be happy to hear your opinion. So what do you think about this release? Do not forget to write it in the comment section. And I will see you in the next build review, so stay tuned, and I hope there will be more coming soon. Bye.